The CIGNA Group, Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, the YMCA of Memphis in the Mid-South are all partnering for a camp tomorrow to help children with sickle cell learn how to swim. And joining me today is Bryant, Vice President of Strategy and Operations for CIGNA Group. I want to welcome you to A Better Memphis.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for having me. Thank you for Memphis having me.
Well, wonderful. Well, we're thrilled to have you here, and we're excited to learn about this event, which was launched in Atlanta. And let's talk about the genesis of this. It started last year, and tell us about that, and then the decision to expand to Memphis.
Absolutely. So although the camp started last summer in Atlanta, and that's really now our flagship experience for the sickle cell camp, this really is a story of resilience that started many years ago. I now have a 14-year-old daughter who also has sickle cell anemia, and she was always an early swimmer. Her hematologist was very much a proponent of her doing things like swimming, but with precautions, right? And one summer I decided to send her to summer camp, and I wrote on her application that she had sickle cell anemia. I gave her water bottle, her 2 towels to make sure she was nice and warm, and I thought I had done everything. And it's really a caretaker story. It was about me communicating to my caretaker village to let them know how to show up the best for my daughter. And unfortunately, whether she swam too early in the morning because it was still chilly, or she kept her wet bathing suit on too long, Peyton actually ended up in the hospital for about 4 days.
Wow.
So through that experience, you know, now as a leader within the healthcare space, I can now make that intersection between advocating for this very special community and sharing my caretaker journey and the things that I learned along the way. So that's really the genesis of what Safe Swimming with Sickle Cell is.
All right.
And we were able to launch in Atlanta last year.
So you're the CIGNA employee who had a child with sickle cell who was really the genesis of this whole program. So let's talk about it. How did you decide to expand to Memphis?
Yeah, so really excited to sort of, you know, putting my CIGNA hat on and looking at, you know, different health disparities in different communities that were in need. We saw that there was a more susceptible or higher propensity of kids within the Memphis, Shelby County specifically, with sickle cell. And so as we had our success in Atlanta, we said that Memphis would be a great sort of opportunity for us to pilot something that was more family-centered and really focused on the caretaker as well, right here in Memphis. So excited about our opportunity to really bring more of a community event here versus having a week-long camp that will give the tools and techniques not just to the kids, but also to their families.
So share with us as a sickle cell parent how sickle cell affects kids and how swimming, kids might be, you know, more susceptible to the kinds of things your beloved daughter experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, when we think about the African American community, they are 5.5 times more susceptible to preventable drowning. So that's already sort of an alarming number, right? Within that, it's probably more exacerbated within the sickle cell community because those kids are often told not to do things like swim, any type of heavy physical activity, and swimming is a full body activity. Right?
Indeed.
So there is the, you know, the overexertion, you know, because kids with sickle cell, they have, you know, they can have terrible pain crisis because the lack of oxygen flowing through their body. So if they're not well hydrated, if they're overly exerted, extreme temperatures, so when you think about the coldness of the water, it's triggering, right?
Okay.
So something like that could really just push them into a pain crisis, and we want to give them the tools to say you can still swim, and which is a life skill, it's a joy as a kid, but do it safely.
Absolutely. So this is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At the Cato Johnson YMCA out in Whitehaven.
In Whitehaven.
And it's the YMCA of the Memphis and Mid-South, 10:30 a.m. And I should say Georgette and Cato Johnson YMCA. Let me make sure we get that in there. And you have great partners, CIGNA, Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, and the Y, who are all putting this together. And if parents are suddenly seeing this right now and saying, oh, I have a child or a grandchild with sickle cell, I want to make them available to do this, is it still possible?
So what's exciting is that we also partner with St. Jude that has direct connections with kids with sickle cell and families, right? They did an excellent job helping us make sure that people signed up. So we are really at capacity in terms of the swimming. We will have other community type of activities there where they can, on dry land, learn about swim safety.
Very
so we're
good.
excited about that, but the swimming is actually...
It's booked.
It's booked. We will be booked and busy
Well,
tomorrow,
that's
Joe.
wonderful. That's terrific. So everybody's done a great job in putting the word out to the community that's affected by this. I want to thank Ivy Bryant, Vice President of Strategy Operations for the CIGNA Group, for sharing this with us today. We hope you have a great, successful event, and thanks for helping us make this a better Memphis.
Thank you so much, Joe, for having me.
All right, thank you. Okay, it is time now to talk about better weather. No more hundreds like we had Monday. No more hundreds like we had Tuesday. It was hot here.